Hare Krishna. Welcome to all devotees. Now we start today's Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiray Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवती नैष्टिकी. Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam. Today we completing Srimad Bhagwatam Canto 11 chapter 26. I'll give shloka number 25 to 35. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha एवं प्रगाय नृपदेव देवः स उर्वशी लोकमथ विहाय आत्मानम् आत्मनि अवगम्य मां वै उपारम ज्ञान विदुत मोह तत दुस्संगम उत्सृज्य सत्सु सज्जेत बुद्धिमान संत एव अस चिंदन्ति मन मन व्यास मुक्ति भी संतानपेक्षा चित्ता प्रशांता समदर्शिना निर्ममा निरंकारा निर्द्वंदा निष्परिग्रहा तेषु नित्यं महाभागेषु मत्कथा संभवन्ति ताः नॄणां जुषतां प्रपुनन्ति अघम्. शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति अनुमोदन्ति च अद्रुता मत्परा श्रद्धाना च भक्तिं विन्दन्ति ते मयि भक्तिं लब्धवत साधो किम् अन्यत् अवशिष्येत् मयि अनंत गुणे ब्रह्माणि आनंद अनुभव आत्मनि. यथा उपश्रयमाणस्य भगवन्तं विभावसु तं भयतम अप्येति साधुन् संसेवत तथा निमञ्ज उन्मज्जतां घोरे भव अब्दौ परम अयनं संत ब्रह्मविद शांता नहो दृढ़ एव अप्सु मज्जताम्. अन्नं हि प्राणिनां प्राण अर्थानां शरणं तु अहं धर्म वित्तं नृणां प्रत्य संत अर्वा कविभ्यत अर्णं संत दिशन्ति चक्षुंषि बहि अर्क समुत्थित देवता बांधवा संत संत आत्म अहम एव च वैतसेन तत अपि एव पूर्वस्या लोकनिष्पृह मुक्त संग महिम एतम आत्म आराम च चचार. Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, having thus chanted this song, Maharaja Pururava, eminent among the demigods and human beings, gave up the position he had achieved in the planet of Urvashi. His illusion cleansed away by transcendental knowledge. He understood me to be the Supreme Soul within his heart and so at last achieved peace. An intelligent person should therefore reject all bad association and instead take up the association of saintly devotees whose word cut off the excessive attachment of one's mind. My devotees fix their minds on me and do not depend upon anything material. They are always peaceful, endued with equal vision and free from possessiveness, false ego, duality and greed. Oh, greatly fortunate Uddhava, in the association of such saintly devotees, there is constant discussion of me, and those partaking in this chanting and hearing of my glories are certainly purified of all sins. Whoever hears, chants, and respectfully takes to heart these topics about me, become faithfully dedicated to me, and thus achieves my devotional service. What more remains to be accomplished for the perfect devotee after achieving devotional service unto me, the supreme absolute truth, whose qualities are innumerable and who am the embodiment of all ecstatic experience. Just as cold, fear, and darkness are eradicated as approach sacrificial. So dullness, fear, and ignorance are destroyed for one engaged in serving the duties of the Lord. The duties of the Lord, peacefully fixed in absolute knowledge, are the ultimate shelter for those who are repeatedly rising and falling within the fearful ocean of material life. Such duties are just like a strong boat that comes to rescue persons who are at the point of drowning. Just as food is the life of all creature, just as I am the ultimate shelter for the distressed, and just as religion is the wealth of those who are passing away from this world, so my duties are the only refuge of persons fearful of falling into a miserable condition of life. My duties bestow divine eyes, whereas the sun allows only external sight, and that only when it rises in the sky. My duties are one's real perceivable duties and real family. They are one's own self, and ultimately they are non different from me, thus losing this his desire to be on the same planet as Urvashi. Maharaj Pururava began to wander the earth free of all material association and completely satisfied within the self, purported by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jai. And one to devotee simply by glorify the supreme personality of Godhead, one can be purified of all sinful reactions caused by one's involvement in illusion. One who hears from advanced devotees of Lord Krishna can be saved from the ocean of material existence. When one obeys the order of a bona fide spiritual master, the polluted workings of the mind are checked. One sees things in a new spiritual light, and there blossoms our propensity for selfless loving service to the Lord, which gives the fruit of love of Godhead. Devotional service to Lord Krishna is so pleasing that a pure devotee cannot desire anything except service to the Lord. In the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagwatam, Lord Krishna told the gopis that they would have to accept their own service as the since and knowledge as devotional service itself. When one sincerely chants and hears the holy name and fame of Lord Krishna, the heart is purified, and gradually one can last backside all such dullness, fear, and ignorance. When one sincerely chants and hears the holy name of the Lord Krishna, hearts is purified, and gradually one can appreciate the actual blissful nature of Krishna consciousness, loving service to the Lord. Those engaged in fruitive activities are certainly dull. They lack higher awareness of the Supreme Lord and the soul. Materialists are engaged more or less mechanically in gratifying their senses and ambitions, and thus they are considered dull or practically unconscious. All such dullness, fear, and ignorance or are removed the lotus feet of the Lord, just as cold, fear, and darkness are removed when one approaches a fire. Those fearful of being dragged down by material lust and anger should take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord devotees, and who can engage one safely in the Lord's loving service. Foolishness is the wealth of the impious who place great value on their treasure. Minds to remain in the darkness of ignorance. The devotees of the Lord are just like the sun. By the light of their words, the living entities' eyes of knowledge are opened and the darkness of ignorance is destroyed. Thus, the saintly devotees are one's real friend and relatives. They are the proper recipients of service, not the gross material body, which merely clamors for sense gratification. Thus end the purport of the humble servants of His Divine Grace S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 11th canto, 26th chapter of the Srimad Bhagwatam entitled the L-9. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavan Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitancha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभे च कृपा सिन्धुभे एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा दंडवत pranam. Today we completing the chapter 26 Git of Srimad Bhagwatam Canto 11. In this chapter they describe about the unfavorable association is the threat or to one's position in devotional service, and second, associating with the saintly person, one can attain the highest platform of devotion. And here Krishna told to um, Pururava, when he attached so much in woman, means Urvashi Apsara, and when she gave up him, that time he became so morose that he when he realized actual knowledge of the bhakti and relation of our relation to the God, then he he sang a song that's name is Ailda. Means Ail is the second name of the Pururava king, and one another name is given in this shloka of the Pururava Raja. Vaite Vaitasen, again name here is coming. And when we understand real knowledge, then he desire to be give up the planet of Urvashis, and he wander the earth free of material association and completely satisfied within the self, like they completing this chapter. Prabhuji will tell you in detail. Hare Krishna Dandot Pranam. Vancha Kalpatarubhecha Krupa Sindhubhe Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna Dandot Pranam.
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. So here, the king is understanding how we should actually try to overcome the six mental enemies, and we should not trust them. And these are something which are led by last. After declaring all these facts, King Pururava was freed from the illusion of material existence, and thus he attained the realization of the Supreme Lord as Paramatma. So Krishna is making us understand that one who is intelligent should give up bad association and let himself become attracted to the company of saintly persons. By the instructions of sadhu, by the instructions of guru, the devotees of the Lord can break the false attachments of one's mind. Real saints are always liberated and devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In their association, there are constant discussions about the Supreme Lord, by serving whom the spirit soul completely eradicates his material sins and obtains pure devotional service. And when one gains the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the original ocean of unlimited perfect qualities, what else remains to be gained? So, this is what is made to be understood by us in this particular chapter. So, yesterday we have seen that Pururava Maharaj, he actually got the realization because he spoke this song towards the end of which was the most important part, wherein he declared about how we have to overcome the six enemies and how we should not get association with the opposite sex. तस्मात् संगो न कर्तव्य स्त्रीषु स्त्रैणीषु च इन्द्रियै विदुषां च अपि विस्त्रब्ध षड्वर्गः किमुम अदृशाम्. Therefore, one should never let his senses associate freely with men or women attached to women. Even those who are highly learned cannot trust the six enemies of the mind. What to speak then of foolish persons like me? So King Pururuva, who was maddened by lust, see the transformation which has come to him, wherein he has become so humble and declared himself to be a foolish person. And thus he finished his prayers, thus he finished his song and gave up his position which he had achieved. His illusion was completely cleaned by the transcendental knowledge which he understood because of Krishna. And then he achieved peace. So, the working or the practical aspects for us are that an intelligent person should reject all bad associations and take up association of saintly devotees whose words cut off excessive attachment of our mind. We have to fix mind on Krishna. We should not depend on anything material. And when we are coming to this position, we'll actually achieve peace. We'll be endowed with equal vision. We'll be free from possessiveness, false ego, greed, and all the dualities of life. The moment we take up association of saintly devotees, there is only going to be Krishna Katha. And there will be only chanting, hearing of the glories of Krishna. And thus will be purified of all the sins which can ever occur. That is the importance of being in good association. What can more be remain to be accomplished after we have achieved the devotional service of Krishna? Absolutely nothing, because that is the ultimate. Krishna has given the example of sacrificial fire. That cold, fear, darkness, all three are eradicated if we approach the sacrificial fire. So, similarly, dullness, fear, and ignorance are destroyed if we engage in the service of Krishna. Once we become the devotees, can fix our mind peacefully in the real truth, the absolute knowledge. And we can take shelter of Krishna and thus get out of coming again and again in this material world. In fact, Krishna, while praising the devotees, does explain a very good, important aspect about devotees, wherein he says that the devotees are like the strong boat that comes to rescue persons who are at the point of drowning. Navahadradha eva apsu majjata. That is what Krishna says. And that is what becomes our actual way to grow further. It is said that the wealth which we have, material wealth, we can lose, but then dharma is the religion, the wealth which can always come with us whenever we go out of here. And that is why we have to be very, very careful. So, the moment we continue going and improving our devotional service, we'll achieve the ultimate goal of life, which is Krishna, Krishna's prem, the love of Krishna. And for that only, Srila Prabhupada has started this mission. And in fact, whatever we have learned in this Gita, in this 34th chapter, in this 26th chapter of the 11th canto, is something which Prabhupada ji has actually implemented for us, wherein he has ensured that we are always in association of the devotees, wherein we are reading the scriptural books again and again. We are doing chanting minimum 16 rounds a day. We are always talking about Krishna. We are taking only Krishna Prasadam. We are engaging in service to devotees, to Guru, to Krishna. And thus, all our indriyas we are utilizing for Krishna. Such has been the mercy of Srila Prabhupada on all of us, of Guru Maharaj on all of us, that we have been introduced to this wonderful system. So in Kali Yuga, it's only the Harinam Sankirtan which is our Taranhar. Harer Nam, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva Nasteva Gatiranyatha. And that is why the stress on congregational chanting and chanting meditation, the Harinam meditation of chanting minimum 16 rounds per day. So when we take to this sadhana very seriously, when we start keeping a sadhana card, following it up, doing the readings appropriately, automatically our heart will become cleansed and Krishna will appear and we'll be able to actually understand the Krishna which is there in our heart in the form of Paramatma, just like Maharaj Pururava was able to understand. So let us take this seriously. Tomorrow is a very auspicious day. Tomorrow is appearance day of Sri Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. So we have to fast till moon, till evening, and then we break the fast. So let us all pray to Sri Lord Ramchandra that he shower his mercy on us and we are able to follow the instructions which are given by Guru, by the parampara, and go back home, back to Godhead in a very successful manner. Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।